Blackmore speaks of a time that he brought another guitarist to one of these seances. He states the next moment he was knocked out of his chair and he was foaming at the mouth. He was unconscious. Joe Cocker, like many other rock artists, has admitted that when he performs, something seizes control of his body. Joni Mitchell, who is considered the queen of folk rock, also speaks of a spirit entity which has assisted her musical success. Time magazine reported, quote, she deeply believes in a male muse named Art, who lends her his key to what she airily calls the shine of creativity.
Флитвуд Мэк во время концерта. Что происходит с этим человеком? Я не знаю, как это объяснить. Я не могу контролировать себя на сцене. Думаю, никто из рок-музыкантов не может контролировать себя. Не знаю, как это объяснить, но я уже не владею собой. Такое ощущение, что я могу кого-то убить.
The punk rock band Suicidal Tendencies in their song Possessed state, quote, I'm a prisoner of a demon. This must be my punishment for selling my soul. Van Halen's former frontman, David Lee Roth, didn't only sing about running with the devil. He also said in an interview about the assistance demonic beings give him when he goes on stage. David Lee Roth said, I'm going to abandon my spirit to them, which is exactly what I attempt to do. You work yourself into that state, and you fall into the supplication of the demon gods. The rock band Queen sings about Beelzebub, a biblical name for Satan, setting a demon aside for them. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. Bon Jovi has admitted, I'd kill my mother for rock and roll. I would sell my soul. In fact, Bon Jovi states, quote, when I was a boy, the devil took me by the hand, took me from my home. I'm going down, down, down. Country artist Garth Brooks admitted that his life was impacted by satanic bands like Kiss and homosexuals like the perverse Freddie Mercury.
Well, that's because of the thing that I've said 100 times. When I went to concerts, my whole thing was hoping that for 1 second that artist would, that Freddie Mercury from Queen would look at me, and I could look at him and go, man, you don't know what your music has done for me, and I'll look.
Freddie Mercury sang in Bohemian Rhapsody that Satan or Beelzebub had a demon set aside for him. Garth Brooks nearly committed suicide from torment of a demon. Brooks has stated that he has wielded such power over his audiences that he knows if he wanted to, he could get them to put their hands on the hot stage lights and burn them. Sadly, Garth Brooks has influenced his fan base with themes of sexual immorality and alcohol abuse.
Music is the vehicle for the magic of healing, and the music of supernatural was assigned and designed to bring unity and harmony.
Santana actually admitted that he is being used by a spirit that identified itself as Metatron. Metatron has been associated with the eye in the triangle in occult history. In occultist Aleister Crowley's teaching, the eye in the triangle represents Satan himself. Santana stated, quote, I know it sounds new age, but in my meditation, this entity, which is called Metatron, he said, we want to hook you back to the radio airwave frequency. We want to reach junior high schools, and universities. Once you reach them, because we are going to connect you with the best artists of the day, then we want you to present them with a new menu. Let them know that they themselves are multidimensional spirits with enormous possibilities and opportunities. We want you to present them with a new form of existence that transcends religion, politics, or the modus operandi of education today. This country was founded with the Bible in one hand and guns in the other. Carlos Santana said that these spirits, which as we shall see in a little bit, were actually devils, had supernaturally brought different musicians to him and worked in the musical arena to bring them all together for this Landside album appropriately called Supernatural. Santana said, I heard this entity wanted me to know I would be hooked up with the right writers, musicians, and producers for the purpose of reaching high school and college kids, so my inner instructions were clear. He said that Eric Clapton wanted to know if he could play on the album. He said all the people who played on the record said that they had heard my music before I called them, or that I appeared to them in dreams or something. Santana said they knew what was coming before they got the call. Eminem admitted, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think I was a role model to kids. He said that, quote, kids look at me like I'm a god. This is evidently true. Within a 24-hour period, Eminem pulled a gun on one man, then later on ended up pistol whipping another man. After he was arrested, a gang calling themselves the South Warren Street Kids wrote a 2-page letter to George Constance, the Warren City attorney. The South Warren Kids threatened to firebomb the city if Eminem was not released immediately. The South Warren Street Kids said that Eminem is our Christ and we party in his name. Rolling Stone magazine said that Eminem's violent acts are a scene worthy of Slim Shady. According to Spin magazine, Slim Shady is a spirit that Eminem made contact with. Apparently, Slim Shady is a spirit that Eminem channels. Eminem says of some of his fans, quote, they're into hurting themselves. They're cult people, devil worshippers, who say I'm right next to Satan in their thoughts.
What's the purpose of the band?
To create the most evilest music and to gain entrance into the 7 gates of hell.
So a concert is an act of worship for you?
Not exactly. It's a focal point to express my Satanism.
Do you believe in demonic possession?
Of course.
Are you possessed?
Of course. Demonic possession to me is when you come to a certain point when there's no turning back and your body is possessed and there's no turning back and there's no way you can turn back.
Glenn Benton has also said, I believe in torment. I believe in a lot of pain in the end of my existence. Benton has also stated in the song, In Hell I Burn, no questions remain. In hell I burn for Satan. Benton sees himself as a satanic evangelist whose goal it is to lead others to hell. He said, I collect souls. That's what I do. If I can collect one soul, if I can convert one person to accepting evil as part of their lives, he says, then he'd be happy. AC/DC's song, Hell's Bells, is Satan's quest to get the masses to join him in the eternal fires of hell. Meatloaf is yet another of one of the many rock artists who has admitted, quote, when I go on stage, I get possessed. From all of this documentation, one gets the idea that if all the demons that were possessing all these different rock stars were cast out on the same day, the entire rock and roll industry would come tumbling down to the ground. Few people realize that Aleister Crowley is not only the father of modern Satanism, but the father of modern culture as well. Crowley, whose house overlooked Loch Ness and was bought by guitarist Jimmy Page, has for good reason also been called the other Loch Ness Monster. Crowley claimed that a demonic spirit he later identified as Satan himself dictated a book to him in 1904 called the Book of the Law. Under the heading The Law of Thelema, the Book of the Law declares, "This book lays down a simple code of conduct. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is a law, love under will. There is no law beyond do what thou wilt." Echoing Satan's arrogant boast, "I will exalt my throne above the stars of God," the book centers around the imposition of satanic self-will in defiance of divine will. Aleister Crowley, elaborating on the satanic doctrine of do what thou wilt, declared, quote, "I say today, to hell with Christianity. I will build me a new heaven and a new earth. I want blasphemy, murder, rape, revolution, anything bad, etc." As we shall see, Crowley's do what thou wilt was really do what Satan or Crowley wilt. Crowley taught that one could become a genius in music through practicing his Satanism. Many rock stars have become famous through practicing Aleister Crowley's Satanism. Ozzy Osbourne, seen here bearing an inverted cross, is only one of many rock stars who have promoted Crowley's Satanism. Ozzy Osbourne has stated that Crowley was, quote, "a phenomena of his time."
It's a song called Mr. Crowley.
Osbourne, like so many other rock stars, initiated the youth into Crowley's teaching through songs like Mr. Crowley. Crowley is considered by many to be the patron saint of rock and roll. Here we see many deluded fans paying homage to him as led by satanic evangelist Ozzy Osbourne. Crowley admitted, quote, "Beneath the standard of objectivity, I serve my great master Satan and the Council of Nine composed of Beelzebub, etc." Crowley declared, quote, "I swear to work my work abhorred, careless of all but one reward, the pleasure of the devil our Lord." Crowley forsook his Christian upbringing and admitted, quote, "My first step